Nam yo ho ning ge cho 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 nam yo ho ning ge.
Hi, I'm Margaret. On this vlog, we're applying Buddhist philosophy and practice to the issues that come up in daily life. And this week I got a question. How do we get in our ways, in our own way, when we use this practice? You know, this is a really big question, and it can be looked at from a lot of different angles. So I think I'm going to create a series using that question as the base of the next few vlogs. For today, we're going to be looking at 7 ways we can block ourselves when chanting for a goal. Chanting is never wasted, whether you have a goal or not. But if you want to have something happen as quickly as possible, you do want to set a goal. A goal is a target. It's very much like, let's say you're a pilot in a plane crossing the ocean. Wouldn't you want to know where you're going to land? And that's exactly what a goal does for you. It creates that target point. Now, what we project to the universe, we're going to receive. And very frequently, people aren't really thinking about how they're thinking about their goals. The reason this is important is because our minds are one in our Buddha nature with the creative power of the universe. So whatever we're thinking about ongoing is going to manifest in our lives. We're going to create it. So looking at how we're chanting about our goals becomes very important as to whether that's done effectively or not. So let's look at some of the ways that we get in our own way. First, we chant for half-hearted goals with a lackadaisical attitude. And we're going to get a half-hearted response from the universe, which mirrors exactly what we're projecting. Daisaku Ikeda talks about this. The resolve to accomplish your goal is what counts. If you earnestly put your mind to something, your brain, your body, and your environment, everything will start working toward achieving that goal. And, although he doesn't say this, when you think about it, if you're not doing that, everything isn't going to be working towards you achieving your goal. So no determination means there's no real energy toward your goal. The second way that we can get in our way is by having really vague, unclear goals. And if you have vague goals, it's kind of like walking down a pathway in a fog. You can't really see what you're going, and you're going to end up with unclear results. Remember that principle that we've been discussing called oneness of self and environment? Our situation in our outer life comes from inside. So you want to make your goal clear. Chant for clarity if you don't know how to do that. And aim for a clear, positive, specific end goal. So what does a clear, positive, specific end goal look like? Let me just give you a few examples. Let's say you want to lose weight. People say, chant to lose weight. But if you're doing that, you're looking at the problem, the fact that you're overweight. What you want to chant for is your end goal weight. That makes a very clear and specific goal. Or let's say there's a problem in your relationship. Ask yourself, what would a good relationship look like to me? That is your end goal. Then, when you're chanting or during the day, don't be focusing on the problem you're having in your relationship. Focus on that end goal, what you want it to look like. Or let's say you have a work problem. Chant for a solution. Or you want the perfect job. What would those working conditions look like? How much money do you want to make? What kind of work do you want to do? Make it really specific. A third way that we can get in our own way is having 2 minds about a goal. And because if we're conflicted, how's the universe going to know which way to go? We're probably not going to get too far. So if you're 2 minds about a goal, you need to back up a step and really chant for the best possible direction. fourth way we can get in our way, and may sound confusing, but I'll clear it up. Are you chanting to or from your goal? If you're chanting to your goal, you're seeing your goal as always being in the future. And if it's always in the future, that's where it's going to remain. You want to chant from your goal. You want to imagine it is already achieved. Now people say, I have a real problem with seeing a goal that hasn't been achieved yet. If that's the case, imagine yourself in the future, after your goal has already happened, and look back on it. What does it look like now that it's done? Or imagine an action that you could take that would make it immediate. For example, if I were going to buy a house, I could imagine putting my key in the front door for the first time, or signing the closing papers. It would make it seem as though it were happening now. A fifth problem is, are you being too general with your goals? For example, people might chant for more money. Well, what does that mean exactly? We want to get more specific. How much do you want, and by when? Imagine it as though you're creating an architectural drawing. If you were doing a drawing of your goal, what would it look like? Make the details really specific. Or, if you're more linear, write your goal over and over so you really imprint it in your mind. As Daisaku Ikeda says, you are the author and the hero. To perform your play thoroughly, you need to see it vividly before your eyes. You may need to rehearse in your mind. Sometimes it helps to write down your goals, copying them over and over until they're inscribed in your heart. A sixth thing that can help speed up your goals is setting a time limit. It tells the universe you're serious, that you're really going to do something, and it puts a lot more energy being projected because now you're on your mettle. But remember, possibly your goal can turn up on the last day, so persist until the end. And the seventh way we get in our way about our goals is we give up on the way to getting there. I've heard people say, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. What is that? Are you thinking that there's some divine being telling you what you should and shouldn't do? That's not what Buddhism says. Buddhism says we are the author of our lives. We write the script, not some divine being that we can have to pay attention to like that. And it's important to remember that if you have the practice, you are never deadlocked, even though you're having a lot of challenges. There's always another way to get to where you want to get to. So don't give up on your goals. In summary, we've discussed 7 ways we can block ourselves. By having half-hearted goals, by having vague, unclear goals, by being of 2 minds in our goal, by chanting as though the goal's in the future rather than looking at it as already achieved, by being too general in setting a goal, not being specific enough, not having a time limit, and finally, giving up before you achieve your goal. So, if you've liked this vlog, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. This is the way we can get the word out. Here are 3 other vlogs you might like. Number 1, do you know why it's important to set a positive goal? Number 2, have a challenging goal, add leverage to create momentum. 3, can't find a way to chant for a goal? What do you do? Next 2 weeks, we're going to continue with this series. So if you have a question or a topic for that series, I would always be interested in hearing it, and I would always be interested in hearing any comments that you have, whether you agree, disagree, would add to what I've said, or whatever. I'll see you in 2 weeks.